Sophie said. "Or Byron Bay," Tara chimed in. "Byron? Santorini? Come on, guys. What's the problem?" Tara sighed. "I've got deadlines. When was the last time you took a holiday?" No response. "I'll tell you. 3 years ago. You give your all to that magazine. Besides, didn't you say you'd had enough of Melinda?" Melinda was Tara's maniacal boss. Tara swallowed an olive. "True. Maybe the timing is perfect." Sophie smiled as she sipped her wine. "Has it really been a decade since we went to Hawaii?" I nodded. "Yep. It was just after you met Alex." Tara was shaking her head. "And you made us watch all those ancient Hawaiian Brady Bunch episodes." "The Curse of the Tiki!" Sophie yelled. "Mike and Greg's frizzy perms." I laughed at the memory. "I was terrified about parasailing," Sophie said. Tara patted Sophie's arm. "But you did it. The pineapples, Lay's, Elvis. It was great." "The best," Sophie agreed. "But we were younger then. Won't I cramp your style, being the only married one, and taking Levi as well?" "Nonsense," I said. "I have very little style, so there's nothing to cramp. What do you say?" "A break would be nice," Tara mused. "Especially in Santorini," Sophie added. "So, we're all agreed?" We clinked glasses and danced around the living room singing Dancing Queen and sloshing wine. The deal was sealed. 10 days from now, we'd fly off on the holiday of a lifetime. I neglected to mention how this little venture had really come about, or that after our sojourn, I'll be looking for a new job. It wasn't as though I'd been sacked or anything. No, Marcus was too smooth for that. Instead, he'd orchestrated my removal from the office for 2 weeks, so I could get over my ill-advised fling with him by way of an all-expenses-paid vacation in Europe. He'd dropped hints about the difficulty of our working together after that. I felt like such an idiot. Marcus, a self-made millionaire, had built up one of the largest importing firms, olives, oils, that kind of thing, in Australia. He was good-looking, charismatic, and for the past few months I'd been... well, I hadn't been myself, so I'd been vulnerable to his considerable charms. I'd slept with him once, a while back, even though I'd known it was wrong on so many levels. First, he was my boss. Second, he was married. Well, newly separated, and the levels went on. I swear I'm not the sort of person who sleeps with married men, newly separated or not. And after that first time, I promised myself it wouldn't happen again. But it did, a further 12 times. What was I thinking? Anyway, it was over now, truly over. When Marcus's soon-to-be ex-wife Trish came into the office a couple of weeks ago, I'd felt physically ill. It didn't matter that they were no longer together. Our affair felt sordid and cheap, and I was past being sordid and cheap. Truthfully, my feelings for Marcus had deepened, and there were moments, mostly after watching an old Julia Roberts or Hugh Grant movie, definitely after watching Notting Hill, when I believed I'd quit working for him. We could have a real relationship conducted openly, sipping champagne at Belle Epoque or margaritas at Cloudland. But Marcus wasn't interested. In fact, he'd been decidedly cool the previous few weeks. So before I really fell in love, it needed to end. True to my good intentions, the day after Trish's visit, I hung around the office until the other staff had left for the evening. "I can't do this anymore," I said to Marcus when he swung by my office. "And what might that be, gorgeous?" "Don't gorgeous me. You know what I mean. You and me. I think your wife knows. She looked at me." "You're paranoid, Claudia. Trish doesn't know anything. Besides, it's none of her business." "I don't care. I'm not the sort of woman who goes around sleeping with married men." Marcus regarded me with his blue eyes, gym-toned arms crossed in front of his broad chest, and cocked his handsome head sideways. "Calm down. We're okay." I shook my head. "I don't think so. I mean, how could we be okay? Sneaking around, never going out in public. Tara and Sophie didn't even know about us. It was wrong. If we were truly a couple, I'd have...